They press your buttons, they know your weaknesses, they've studied what makes you react, and nothing happens. You see exactly what they're doing, you feel nothing. You respond from pure logic while they scramble to understand why their tactics aren't working. This isn't a personality trait you're born with. It's a mental architecture the Stoics built deliberately, a framework that makes manipulation slide off you like water off marble. Today I'm going to show you the 3 Stoic mental models that make you functionally immune to manipulation, not resistance, immunity. The Stoic foundation. Most people think manipulation works through deception. It doesn't. It works through triggering your automated emotional responses before reason can intervene. Marcus Aurelius understood this. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. The manipulator's entire strategy depends on you not realizing this. They need you to believe their words control your emotions. Their approval determines your worth. Their pressure forces your compliance. The Stoic knows differently. Epictetus, who survived slavery and torture, taught, "People are disturbed not by things but by the views they take of them." The Romans called this mens invicta, the unconquerable mind. 3 specific thought patterns create it. Model 1. Dichotomia, dominus. The control dichotomy. The first mental model is dichotomia dominus, mastery of the control dichotomy. Every situation contains only 2 categories, what you control and what you don't. Nothing exists outside these categories. The Stoic places everything in its proper category instantly. Someone tries to manipulate you with guilt. "After everything I've done for you, you won't do this one thing?" Most people focus on the wrong question. Have they done enough for me to justify this request? That's manipulator's terrain, an endless debate about deservingness. The Stoic asks the only question that matters: is this within my control? Their expectation, not in your control. Their disappointment, not in your control. Your response, completely in your control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." I use this daily. Last month, someone tried leveraging past favors. "Remember when I helped you move? I need you to lie to my spouse about where I was Tuesday." Old me would have agonized. Do I owe them this? Will they hate me if I refuse? New me, is lying to their spouse within my principles? No. Is their reaction to my refusal within my control? No. Decision made. I said I won't do that. I understand if that disappoints you. They were furious, completely outside my control. My refusal? Completely within it. When you master the control dichotomy, manipulation attempts become background noise. You cannot be leveraged by things you don't control. You cannot be guilted about things outside your power. You cannot be pressured into actions that violate principles you've consciously chosen. The practice. Before any response, ask, what here is within my control? Focus only on that. Let everything else dissolve into irrelevance. Model 2, narratio objectiva. Objective framing. The second mental model is narratio objectiva, stripping events to objective facts before adding interpretation. Manipulators work by providing pre-packaged interpretations. Everyone thinks you're being unreasonable. This makes you look weak. You're disappointing people who believed in you. These aren't facts. They're interpretations designed to trigger specific emotional responses. Seneca taught, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The Stoic separates the two ruthlessly. Someone says, "You're being selfish." Most people hear, "I am a bad person who only thinks of myself and hurts others." The Stoic hears, "This person made sounds with their mouth expressing disapproval of my choice." That's the objective fact. Everything else is narrative, theirs or yours. Epictetus demonstrated this constantly. When a student reported someone had insulted him, Epictetus responded, "He didn't insult you. He spoke words based on his opinion. Your disturbance comes from accepting his opinion as fact." 2 weeks ago, someone told me, "Your refusal to help makes you a terrible friend." My immediate emotional reaction, hurt, defensiveness, guilt. Then, narratio objectiva. What actually happened? They requested help. I declined. They expressed disappointment using evaluative language. Those are facts. Terrible friend is their interpretation, not cosmic truth. I responded, "I understand you're disappointed. That doesn't change my decision." No defense, no counter-interpretation, just acknowledgement of their emotion and restatement of my choice. When you strip events to objective facts first, manipulation loses its power. Because manipulation relies on you accepting the manipulator's interpretation as reality. You're not terrible, wonderful, selfish, or generous until you decide you are. Their labels have exactly zero power unless you grant them power. The practice. When someone makes an evaluative statement about you, immediately translate it to objective fact. You're being unreasonable becomes, "This person disapproves of my choice." Notice how much less powerful the fact is than the interpretation. Model 3, futurum indefensum, the undefended future. The third mental model is futurum indefensum, refusing to defend against imagined futures. Manipulators love threatening terrible consequences. You'll regret this. Everyone will abandon you. You're ruining your future. These are predictions about events that haven't happened. The Stoic refuses to be controlled by speculation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." Not because the future doesn't matter, but because defending against infinite possible futures is impossible and exhausting. Someone threatens, "If you don't do this, I'll make sure you never work in this industry again." Most people immediately try to prevent this imagined future. They comply, or they argue why that future won't happen, or they threaten counter-futures. All of this is fighting ghosts. The Stoic response, "That's not happened yet. I'll address reality if it becomes reality. Right now I'm making the decision that aligns with my principles." Seneca wrote, "He who fears he will suffer, already suffers what he fears." The manipulator wants you suffering now from consequences that may never materialize. Last week someone threatened, "If you leave this project, I'll tell everyone you're unreliable, you'll never get hired again." Old me would have panicked about this hypothetical reputational damage. New me, that hasn't happened. If it does, I'll address it then. Today's decision stands. I left the project. They never said anything to anyone. The threatened future was pure manipulation tool. Even if they had followed through, I'd have dealt with actual damage, not imagined damage. You cannot defend against infinite possible attacks. You can only make choices aligned with your principles and address actual consequences as they actually appear. The practice: when someone threatens future consequences, recognize it as prediction, not fact. Respond, "If that happens, I'll handle it then." It hasn't happened yet. Make your decision based on present reality and your principles, not imagined futures. Integration. These three models work as complete immunity. Someone attempts manipulation. Immediately, dichotomy or dominus. What here is within my control? Only your principles and your response. Their emotions, opinions, threats, all outside your control. Narratio objectiva. What's the objective fact stripped of interpretation? They made a request. They expressed disapproval. They stated a preference. None of this has inherent power over you. Futurum indefensum. Is this present reality or imagined future? If it's imagined, you refuse to defend against it. If it's present, you address it with your actual principles. Last month, all three converged in one conversation. Someone tried leveraging our relationship, emotional manipulation, called me selfish, evaluative interpretation, and threatened to damage my reputation. Future consequence. Control dichotomy. Their emotional reaction isn't my responsibility. My choice is. Objective framing. They're disappointed and using evaluative language to express it. That's the fact. Selfish is their interpretation. Undefended future. The reputation threat is prediction, not reality. My response: I understand you're upset. That doesn't change my decision. If you choose to speak negatively about me, I'll address it if it becomes relevant. Right now, my answer is no. They had nowhere to go. Every manipulation vector neutralized by simple clarity about reality. The ancient Stoics lived in a world of constant manipulation, political intrigue, social pressure, actual physical threat, yet they remained unmanipulated, not through isolation, but through clarity. You will face manipulation daily. The emotional leverage, the guilt trips, the threats, the evaluative labels designed to control you. Now you have the mental architecture that makes these attempts powerless. Control only what's yours. Strip events to objective facts. Refuse to defend against imagined futures. Do this consistently, and something remarkable happens. Manipulators stop targeting you, not because you fought them, but because you became immune. They need your automated emotional responses. You've replaced automation with clarity. Epictetus taught his final lesson: freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Manipulation only works on those who haven't claimed their freedom yet. You just claimed yours. Which mental model do you need most right now? Comment below. Subscribe to Stoic Forge for wisdom that makes you uncontrollable by anyone except yourself. Share this with someone trapped in someone else's manipulation. Remember Marcus's words: you have power over your mind, not outside events. That power makes you impossible to manipulate. Use it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.